Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Detour podcast. And we've got another special guest today on the program. No, it's not four-time national road champion John Giroux. It's Hamish McKenzie, fresh off his silver medal in the junior time trial yesterday. And Hamish, I reckon you'd almost set a UCI record for the amount of time spent on the hot seat.
Yeah, it was pretty grueling, especially there all day, and then get the last guy to beat me. But it was pretty cool to be in front of all the home fans, and yeah, I was getting a lot of support down the front there. So time went pretty quickly, but yeah, it was pretty nerve-wracking.
Iffy?
Look, it was just sensational, and there's no doubt it was. You were the fourth rider off, so you sat there all day and to get pipped by the last rider. But you always knew he was the man to beat. I know, and he didn't beat you by much. So, but always you look back when it's that close. 19 seconds. You look back and think, oh, where could I have got that time? Is that the case? You're looking back now, dreaming about, I could have done this or that.
Yeah, I mean, I had a few sketchy moments in the corners. So yeah, I'd say that was pretty much only it though. I don't think I could have done too much more with my legs. I was pretty happy with how I felt in the day. So, but yeah, I just think he's just a standout rider, and he's been beating everyone all year by a lot more than what he bet me by yesterday. So to come that close, I was really happy.
So where do you go from here, Hamish? We had Matt Wilson on the show last night. We tried to, put some tags on you. Is he going to be the next Durbo or Plapp? And he said, hey, he's just take it easy, mate. Let's just go one step at a time. But I mean, where do you want to get to in your career?
Well, the dream's just to become pro. I feel like if I can make a living out of cycling, which is like my passion and something I really want to do, then that's the best result possible for me. But as in for the close future, I'm still planning on being with ARA Pro Racing Sunshine Coast next year. So they've got a good start to end of this year, and then start to next year with all the racing. So pretty much just get as much racing and as much exposure in Europe next year as well. That's where I want to be. But yeah, end goal is to become a professional.
So if you turn 19 yet, or when do you turn 19?
Oh, I only just turned 18 last week.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, I remember I sort of got slightly involved in you riding with Bike Exchange back in January at TDU, you and young Cam. And I remember you thinking, you were fantastic there. So did that help you, that experience with the big boys? Did that help?
Yeah. Guys are so down to earth as well, which is nice. And I feel like having that Australian sort of culture team to start off with the professionals team was pretty cool way to introduce myself and Cam and I. So I think that's helped us. And going over to Europe this year as well, I got to spend some time with the Yumbo development team. So it was kind of cool to see how they all differently structure, because the European team to sort of the Aussie team, it's a lot different. But yeah, those sort of exposures is what I feel like I need, and hopefully I can get more opportunities like that. That's what I'd like to go.
I'm not stopping you, man. I was just jumping in for the next question, because that's one I wanted you to keep talking about it, because that's really interesting, because you had little time with Bike Exchange Jayco at the start of the year, but then with Jumbo, who really have stepped up to be, the leaders. They're challenging Ineos now for the way they're doing things. So you touched on it was different. So what was the difference?
Well, for me, it was just the different culture. Like, it's so much different when they're all at the dinner table speaking Dutch, and I have no idea how to speak any other language other than Australian. So that was the first challenge. But yeah, it's just the culture, and their way of training was a lot different to how I trained previously. So adapting to that in such a short period of time was quite tough. But yeah,
What specifically was different with the training that you're used to?
Well, I'm quite used to doing a lot more threshold sort of training, and they do a lot more shorter, intense efforts or efforts that are below, like quite below threshold. So I never really did any threshold sort of efforts, so it's quite different for me. Then yeah, also it was at a bit of altitude, which I'd never done before either.
I've got a couple of live comments. The Wheel Wizard is pretty direct. He says, "Congratulations, Hamish. Would you have gone better with your power meter working?"
It would have been nice. It would have been nice to see the average, but to be honest, I feel like I got as much out. I emptied the tank completely. I feel like it was almost a good thing just not to have to look at the numbers and just really focusing on the corners and then just getting the most out of how my legs felt rather than looking at the number and getting too concentrated on it. Because, yeah, when in that sort of course, when the pressure's on with all the corners, you really just got to sort of focus rather than keeping your head down, looking at the numbers.
Another live comment, Matt Crap. He says, "Plucking awesome ride, Hamish. Did us proud." Jason Cruz says, "Missed the race. How did Hamish go?" He's been filled in. Obviously, he came second. He wants to know who's your coach and mentor.
My coach is Matthew Gilmore. I've had him for 2-3 years now through the TIS, and he's here coaching the Australian junior team as well. So it's pretty special to have Matt here coaching at my first Worlds. And my mentor, I'd say, always growing up, it has to be Richie, being from the same hometown, and he's done quite a bit for me. And then more recently, I'd say Luke Plapp as well.
What's the best bit of advice Richie Port's given you in the journey so far? He's a straight shooter.
Yeah, he is, but I feel like he always gives me a crack. He's gonna have that attitude, have that grit, that Tassie determination, we like to call it. Yeah, he never had it easy. So, he never got things given to him easily. So just having that Tassie grit and always having that with you throughout your career, I think that's probably the best bit of information he's given me.
Well, we are talking of Tassie royalty here because, you're a passionate Tasmanian, Hamish, and you mentioned Matt Gilmore. For those who don't know, Matt Gilmore, the whole Gilmore family, some of the greatest cyclists. His father, Graham Gilmore, was one of the greatest six-day riders of all time, and raced in the same team with Eddie Merckx, and got all these amazing stories. And then Matt Gilmore, of course, Olympic medalist, world champion, one of the great track riders we've ever produced, and rode for Belgium at one stage because when Dad was racing in Belgium, he was born in Belgium. So when he didn't make the Australian team, so he ended up riding for Belgium and got a medal at the Sydney Olympics for Belgium. But he's back home in Tassie and one of our great coaches. And the Gilmore family, just sensational. So you've got royalty looking after you, mate. So keeping Tasmania up on the top of that heap.
And who beat Gilmore in the Sydney Olympics? I think they'd want us to
Scotty
mention
McGrory,
that.
Scotty McGrory.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll mention it at some stage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But they won quite a few sixes together too, Scotty and Matty Gilmore. Yeah, so they're a great team.
Philip Russell live says, "Great to meet you this morning at the art show. Iffy, I'm still feeling starstruck." You've got to be joking. You're a celebrity at the Gong now, John.
I am. I got to tell you, I have been absolutely staggered with how many people come up and say they love the detour from all different levels. I mean, TV producers, just people on the street. It's so, I think you've got to check your numbers, man.
It's such a polished show. That's why.
We must have more viewers than what you think. Because
I forgot to carry the zero on the figures.
I think so.
Enough about us, Hamish. So with the emergence, we talk about this a lot on the show, the emergence of young talent, that are winning big races at such a young age. Does that affect the young crop of riders that are coming through in terms of that belief? Well, if these guys can do it, well, we can do it. Do you feel that the era of having to earn your apprenticeship is sort of starting to change, or talking to guys like Richie, that instills the whole, hang on, mate, as you said, you don't get anything given, you got to work hard and sort of look at the long game?
I'd say personally, I'm a bit more old school, so I still have that sort of mindset, like as you said, Richie says. But cycling's definitely changing. So a lot of guys are going, winning big races, becoming pros so much earlier. So it's hard not to sort of think that way. For me personally, I don't think I'm ready for that just yet. I haven't got that much exposure to Europe, so I think I definitely, I'd like to go develop a bit more before sort of thinking about going that next step.
If all the stars align, just one more for me, Johnny. If all the stars aligned, a lot of riders have a goal of racing the Tour de France one day or things like that. What would be your ultimate sort of bucket list thing you'd want to tick off if you were able to go pro at the World Tour ranks?
Yeah, I definitely say the Tour de France, but also my favourite race is the Classics, so I'd love to do a full Classic season. Tour of Flanders and Paris-Roubaix, probably my most favourite races to watch, so I'd love to do a full Classic season one day.
We've got a Durbo here, Iffy. We've got the next Luke Durbridge.
Yeah, for sure. No, he got the talent. Now, I see that you've been stuck with the restricted gears, and we had to jump a lot of hoops to be able to get you off the restricted gears when you rode in at Down Under. Now that they're going to change the rules for next year, what are your thoughts on the restricted gears and the removal of them?
Personally, I've never liked them. I sort of get the idea for the younger juniors, but I think once you're in under 19 level, as we've spoken about, with the sport changing and us younger riders going professional earlier, I think we're already ready to make that step. I don't really see the reason why we should be restricted, especially in Australia this year, how they've restricted us to using smaller gears in even national level races and club races. Sort of limits our ability to get exposure to winning races and getting good results as well. So I think under 19 level, I'm glad it's changing, but I think the under 15, under 17 probably should stay how it is.
A couple more live comments. Kim Dixon says a pro team would be lucky to have you, Hamish. Good luck. Tom Maloney says too right if either Gilmore's a cycling royalty in Flanders, but been around too long now. I was in Ghent when Matt was born, and now he's coaching the young ones. And Wendy Superfan says g'day as well. So, anything else you want to fire at Hamish before we let him go, Iffy?
Well, we don't want to let him go because I would love, because we're going to discuss. Have you got a few minutes, Hamish, to stay with you, or have you got to run?
No, I'm all good. Grab some time.
Okay, because if you want to throw the ad in, we'll talk about what happened in the team. Wonderful team relay today. I'd love the mixed team, whatever you want to call it. I'd love to get Hamish's view on some of that because it was staggering stuff that we just watched. So,
all right, deal.
Thanks,
we'll
mate.
Do that. We'll take a quick drinks break. When we come back, we're going to recap the mixed time trial. So stay tuned.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them, all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match. but not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. Bike Exchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Thanks again to our great mates at Bike Exchange. Head over to bikeexchange.com.au if you need a road bike, e-bike, gravel bike, mountain bike, or any bike accessories. You're going to be supporting local dealers, and you're going to be supporting a company that not only have supported the Detour podcast since its inception, they also support the Bike Exchange Jayco professional cycling team, John.
So all that, just as you were going to the ad, you heard that scream in the background?
No.
That was, that was because where I'm sitting up here, I'm looking out over the foyer as they're coming in. And that was Georgia and Plappy walking in with their medals and everyone screaming.
Oh, I thought they were screaming for you.
Yeah. So I yelled out, "You've got to be on the podcast tomorrow night," the pair of you. So they nodded. So I think we've got them for tomorrow night.
Okay, well, there you go. Now, you said just before we're going to recap what happened in the mixed team time trial. Switzerland took out the chocolates, 3 seconds. It was tight over the Italians, but the Aussies, as you just mentioned, finished in third, 38 seconds behind. But there was high drama, John, with the Dutch team.
Yeah. Well,
Mollema had a mechanical, and obviously the big talking point was Annemiek van Vleuten, who binned it not long after the start, and obviously
there's the start, about 15 metres, I reckon. Yeah.
And given that she's the favourite for the road race, a lot of concerns. Obviously, welfare's #1, but if this will have any effect for Saturday.
Hamish, have you heard what actually happened? It looked to me like a chain come off, or she pulled her foot out. I'm not sure which one. If something happened, then she went sideways and tyre rolled and all of that. Do you know? Have you heard anything?
Yeah, it was definitely an odd-looking crash. Not a very nice one, that's for sure. But I was just looking through Twitter just before I came on, actually, and it seems as though she said that her front tyre has given way, I believe. So I think that's a problem.
Yeah, okay. It definitely rolled. I wondered if that was that happened. To me, it looked like either chain. But anyway, the front tire exploded. Well, there you go.
Philip Russell.
Okay, thanks, Phil. Yeah, because I haven't seen enough footage of it, I suppose. But that was one thing. It
begs the question, like, it's a fun event, different event, but if you've got the favourite going into the road race, do you think it's a necessary risk, John?
No, there's not a risk. This is an important world title, mate. I absolutely love this event, and I'll tell you why, and I reckon you agree with it, Hamish. The world titles are the one time for the year where the women and the guys, the elite women and guys, actually come together. And it might be other events where they end up in the same town or whatever, but they're not staying in the same hotel. They come here as one team. And now, to put an event on that really combines them both together, I think it's wonderful. One of the great events, great new innovations of the world title. So I think it's important.
I'm not putting down the event. I'm saying, okay, so you listen in, mate. She's gone to, as Philip Russell said, she's gone to hospital for X-rays.
That's a bad luck. It's racing, mate. You put all your chips into the road race. You can tell that by the way.
And you want to win the bands, and you want to wear the World Championship bands for the whole season.
Whatever. So you don't race for a week. Okay.
Correct. If it was me, I'd say
mate.
Thanks for the offer, but I'm not doing it because I want to win the road race. Not going to do it.
Whatever. What better way to win the road race? You need hard training. This is a perfect event to ride.
No, I'm not taking the risk. Sorry, I'm out.
There's no risk in the team time trial.
There is. Well, she's crashed, so there was a risk. So what are you talking about?
Not because it's team time trial, because of bloody tyre roll. That could have happened in training. Go on, Hamish. I want you.
Pick a side, Hamish. You with John or were you with me? If you were Annemiek, would you raced it or what have you done?
Well, Jones, I would say I would have raced it. I think it's a.
You're a bike racer. That's why bike racers race. They don't think about, I might get hurt. You race. Look at the men. Look, did you see who was in the Italian men? If you named the top 10 time trials in the world, they would be Ghana, Sombrero, and Affini. They would be in the top 10 time trials in the world. And yet it was their girls that almost got across the line. They were actually, that team you would have thought would have been a minute in front of everyone. No, they weren't.
Hey, Noel Sens, he's live. He says, Dan, you're right. Annemiek won't race probably. So, sorry, Noel agrees with me. And Will Wizard. Will Wizard says, totally agree, Dan. No, I got Will Wizard. You guys,
you're as weak as... You're obviously not bike riders, either of you.
Well, we cut Hamish off. He couldn't even finish because you cut him off. So, geez, you've come into a firefight on this show, mate.
I've had a couple of dark beers.
So, but you definitely would have raced it, Hamish, on the whole principle of, it's an amazing opportunity, and why would you knock back the opportunity?
Yeah, and I feel like it's, for those guys, a good leg opener for Sunday and for Saturday for women. Yeah, and why not? I guess when it's in Australia, it'd be nice to be in front of the home crowd.
Well,
Michael Matthews Road, Vanderpoel Road, because it's a world title, mate. They want to win the world title.
Jan Boardman.
Jan. See, she's a racer.
Sorry, Dan, it's a race. Of course, Annemiek van Vleuten would race it. Well, I think we're split. I think it's 50-50.
Yeah, we're split between the races and the non-races.
Yeah. All right. Well, then, what's on the calendar over the next couple of days? Then, Iffy, what do we got to look forward to?
Well, I just thought we'd go through the team's fraction there because, Italy, who ran second at only 3 seconds, and it was an amazing ride by the girls more than the guys. Even though I talked about those three superstars, in the women, Elisa Longo-Borghini, we know she could. Ella Sassini and Vittoria Gazzini, they were the ones who brought it home and almost won the gold medal. And then the Dutch, of course, unbelievable bad luck. But so tomorrow we've got a day off. So rest day. Yeah, and
no wonder you're on the beers.
and it's a training day for you guys, Hamish. But the weather looks absolutely horrific. What's the plan?
Zwift?
Yeah, we'll try and get out. But yeah, we'll play it by ear. We'll have to see. But yeah, the next few days aren't looking too good. It's definitely going to be a wet road race for us on Friday. That's for sure. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, one more day of rest and recovery, and then it's go time again.
What's the plan of attack for the road race, mate? How do you think it's going to pan out?
Well, as a team, we've sort of said that in the juniors, it's always full gas from the start. So I really think it's going to be a race of attrition. The climbs, we've rode it in recon. It's super hard, super steep, short. So I reckon it's just going to be could be a break that goes, and then I reckon probably a reduced bunch may come across, or either way, it's going to be a very reduced bunch. In this sort of course, an attack or breakaway could get away quite easily with the corners and out of sight. So yeah, I think it could be really interesting.
Matt Wilson reckons you've got a good kick on you. You can sprint, so no pressure.
Yeah, we'll see.
A couple more live comments, John.
It's a great course. It's a great course because, unlike Geelong, which had a hill, maybe steeper, similar, there were lots of flat sections where the race came back together. But as you well know, racing around there already, Hamish, they get to the top of the hill, and then the descent is windy all the way down. So there's no way to come back. If you get 45 seconds, you're going to hold that down there. One guy, no problems. And then even all through, around the beach and around the finish, it's all around the corner, out of sight, out of mind, as they say. So there's not areas where they can come back easy. So it's an amazing, beautiful breakaway course for sure.
A couple of live comments. We've got Jark C says Van Aert knew the risks. That's why he's saving himself for the road race. He didn't even do the time trial, which he
didn't do it. It had nothing to do with the risks. I know
Yeah,
exactly.
100% it was the
I
wrist.
interviewed
Philip Russell.
Benno.
Also, a lot of speculation as to why Bling was in the team. He was there to win points for Bike Exchange. Jaco, said Kate Bates, for the relegation.
There are no points for Bike Exchange Jaco here. This is not a point. This is not a points effort.
The World Championship Series.
What?
You get points. You get points for road race, time trials. You get points for all of it. Didn't you not know that, John? I knew that.
It's not a Jaco team. How can you do that?
Yeah, you still get points for World Championships.
Okay. All right, there you go. That's how much I know.
Yeah. And Tom Maloney says the same applied to Bling. He could have fallen, but the hit out seems to have been good for him. Well, he did it for the points. Kim Dixon says, I've been looking at Fifi, but just saw Vinokurov instead. So all the hitters are there. All right.
I can tell you now that Van Aert didn't choose not to ride because of being scared of falling off. A team time trial is not an event you normally fall off in. It's just been bad luck. One chain come off.
No,
one
but he didn't ride the
tire.
individual time trial for that reason.
Not because of being scared of falling off, because it was preparing for a different reason. That was for Evenepoel was going for the time trial. He was leaving it alone. Not because he was scared he was going to fall off in the time trial.
Righto.
Pros don't get scared of falling off. They don't miss bike races because I might fall off.
Don't know, John. You talk a lot of rubbish.
I know you don't.
All right. What else do you want to fire at Hamish before we wrap things up, Johnny?
No, it's just great to have you on, Hamish. I'd like to hear your pick for. I won't put you on the pressure for the under 19s, but on the weekend for the elite men and elite women, who's your pick?
For elite men, I hope Bling. He's looking quite good. He's in good form, but yeah, I mean the obvious overall picks have to be Van Aert. I think he's preparing specifically for this. So also Remco if he wants to go on the attack, I think it's a perfect course for him to try and get away. I think there's so many different people that could win this race, which is exciting. Just depends on how the race is planned out. So that'll be interesting. And then for the woman, I was gonna say Annemiek with a late attack, but we'll have to see how she pulls up. Otherwise, I'd say Balsamo for a repeat.
Okay. All right.
Good call.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a monster Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of racing. As you said, it's a day off tomorrow. It's a public holiday also because of the Queen's funeral. So there'll be plenty out and about, Johnny, at the Gong.
Yeah,
YouTube,
it'd be great. Yeah.
YouTube.com/Detour Podcast. Thanks for your support, guys. We'll be back again tomorrow, and we're going to have Plappy and George Baker.
That's the plan. They said yes under pressure just then, but I'm sure we'll get them across the line. Hamish, sensational, mate. Yeah, well done. A great ride. And I know we've been talking about the Tasmanian royalty, but you're the Prince Apparent, I reckon. So, looking forward to watching your journey over the next couple of years, mate.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for stepping into the Detour boxing ring, mate. We appreciate it. Speak to you soon.
No
Good on you, Hamish. Take it easy,
Thank you.
mate.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers,
See ya.
mate.
See you, mate.
Hamish McKenzie, he's a bloody superstar, Johnny.
Yeah, lovely
Really
young
good
man.
Ian Page goes, Dan, are you catching up with Poggy in the Gong to renew your Tour de France bromance? Oh, absolutely. If we can get a grab with the Pog man. And Tom Maloney says, if he's right, Dan, pros love to race. Look at Alaphilippe. There you go. We'll give Tom Maloney the last word. All right, well, enjoy the rest day tomorrow, Iffy. Enjoy the beers tonight. Say good day to all the cycling royalty that you're floating around with. And, we'll be back again tomorrow.
I just got up with Pat McQuaid, who used to be the president of the UCI, and he was in the background watching the start of the podcast. And I'm just going out to dinner with that mob right now.
Pat McQuaid was actually on South Park. Did you know that?
No, I don't know that.
They took the piss out of him when he did the Lance Armstrong announcement. Lance Armstrong has no place in cycling. They did the same thing.
Oh, yeah?
They did a
Really?
South Park figurine of him. So
Remember when we had him on the detour? Remember when he came on the Tour de France and we had Darrow with us, and we were staying in a little villa in France, and there were the fighting between between ASO and the UCI was so bad at the time. They didn't even want him at the race, so he had come and stayed with us.
That's right.
He couldn't go and
We had
stay with
Tim
the Tour
the
de
vet
France.
telling him
Good
vet
event,
stories
all
all
those
night.
stories.
Yeah.
All those stories. Anyway,
Good times.
all good.
All right, guys. We'll be back again at 6:30 tomorrow. Stay tuned. Thanks again for all the support. We'll see you then. Cheers.